again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope your life's going well. Hope this week has gone well for you. And hope that today has gone well for you. Today is Saturday. It is May the 17th, 2025. It is about 9:39 a.m. Central Standard Time, and I hope that you're all having a wonderful weekend. I hope it's been a productive weekend for you and a fun weekend for you. I hope that you have some fun things planned for this weekend. Make this weekend worth it. As for me, I'm doing good myself. I was going to make an online order for my groceries today, but I decided, you know what, let me just wait till tomorrow to do that and just kind of, enjoy the day to day. It's funny, last weekend, last Saturday I went out of town. And came back like the same day. I was going to get like a hotel, but I was like, nah. And, but it was cool though. It was cool. But I don't know if I have the energy to do that this weekend. And I'm not going to lie to you. Last weekend, I had drank some coffee, some iced coffee before I actually made that trip. So I did have an intake of caffeine before making that trip because I knew that would be pretty tiring for me. I don't drink coffee regularly, only when I really, really need it. Or I really want to do something and I don't want to get tired in the middle of what I'm doing. Will I actually drink coffee or, something with caffeine in it, or tea. I don't drink tea a lot, but tea does have caffeine in it. So either like coffee or tea or whatever. The one thing I definitely don't do is energy drinks, though. You definitely want to stay away from really any form of an energy drink, right? They're not healthy. They're not good. They can cause, all kind of issues, right? Energy drinks are very popular. I've seen, billboards with advertisements for energy drinks, right? And, the popular ones, Monster Energy, what's the other one? Red Bull, all these different energy drinks, they're just no good. And so I try to stay away from those. I mean, I'm not saying coffee is the most healthiest thing, but, it's better than like an energy drink. And even the coffee I had, it was just black coffee, but it was iced. It was just regular black coffee. But yeah. So that was last weekend. I don't think I have the energy to do that this weekend though. But I don't know. I'm kind of spontaneous, so maybe today, later on, or tomorrow, I'll be like, you know what? I want to go out of town. But anyway, let's get into what I want to talk about in this video. Let me hold up. Let me put this down. So let's talk about this. Beach Cliff Sardines in Louisiana hot sauce. Now, Beach Cliff, they're a very popular brand of sardines, at least here in the United States. This is another one of these brands. If you go anywhere, right, any grocery store, really, most gas stations, right, most truck stops, right, even in your Walgreens or CVS, you're going to see Beach Cliff brand sardines. And, you know, I don't really eat this brand very often. You know, they're on the cheaper side. They have like, um, added ingredients and stuff to it, but, um, you know, I mean, but that's because of the hot sauce, really. If it wasn't in the hot sauce, it wouldn't have these added ingredients, though. But, you know, Beach Cliff, I've had their sardines before. I personally don't think they're personally not like my favorite in terms of taste, but I will say they get the job done. You know, if I really, really just want something cheap. But, my go-to is King Oscar or Wild Planet. Wild Planet's good too. They make good sardines and fish products and everything. But yeah. So it's funny. I actually saw this, at a truck stop, and it was interesting because I'm like, I didn't know truck stops sold sardines. You know, and when I seen this inside the gas station too, I was like, I didn't know gas stations sold sardines. It's interesting. Now at the grocery store, at least in HEB, I think these are like a little over $1. I think they were like $1 and some change, if I'm not mistaken. So definitely on the cheaper side, in comparison to other brands such as King Oscar and other brands, but they're popular for a reason. They're not that expensive, and they make for a good snack. Sardines in general make for a good snack or a nice addition to a good meal. And so I'm gonna kind of just read, the label and everything. The one thing I will say I like about this brand is they don't use like a plastic packaging, or they don't use any sort of additional packaging. Like, this is literally it. Many of these other sardine brands, they use like, additional plastic coverings and stuff like that. But, this here, it sits on the shelf, literally like this. And so, no extra plastic covering and all that. Gives you all the information you need to see, right on the label. And so, Beach Cliff Sardines. This is the variety that is served in Louisiana hot sauce. And says that these are savory wild caught sardines. So they are wild caught. They're not the farm raised variety. It says, well, they actually don't have a nutrition label on them. That's interesting. But it does tell you the ingredients. But I guess you can look up the nutrition label online. I'll admit I didn't do that myself, but I would assume they probably have the nutrition label like online. I'm sure you can find nutrition facts for this somewhere on the internet. But the ingredients are sprats, water, maltodextrin, acetic acid, salt, paprika, modified cornstarch, spice extractives, including paprika for color, xanthan gum, polysorbate 80, and caramel color. And I assume that most of these is because of the Louisiana hot sauce. Because, what would you need modified cornstarch for sardines for? And xanthan gum and maltodextrin. That's the hot sauce. And I know that maltodextrin isn't necessarily good in modified cornstarches and either caramel colors, and especially. But you know what? I don't really eat this variety like that anyway. I'm kind of just doing this for the sake of the video. Just kind of reviewing different brands of sardines. And so, yeah. But it's been distributed by Bumblebee Seafoods, San Diego, California. And it's a product of Poland. This is a product of Poland. I know somebody in the comments, they were telling me that I should kind of be careful with fish products from China because some of the added ingredients and stuff. And so yeah, this here is a product of Poland. And it is important to kind of have an understanding of where or what part of the world your fish products came from, because some of the waters in the world are more polluted than others. Now, when we're talking about fish products in general, almost all of them have some levels of mercury, some more than others. But in general, from my understanding, sardines don't usually have an issue with, lots of mercury compared to other types of fish. But, so right now I'm actually opening it here. And, let me put this down. So yeah, it's in the hot sauce. I can't really lean this over though. I don't know if you can kind of see it. Well, actually, I have a better idea, y'all. Let me actually take one out. Well, they're actually kind of falling apart. Wow. Let me put the plate over. Push the plate here. This is kind of what they look like. You can kind of see like the hot sauce and it's kind of dripping and everything, and the sardines. Kind of notice these do kind of fall apart easier. Maybe it's because they were sitting in the hot sauce, but yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to try this variety for you all. Again, I really don't even eat hot sauce like that, but again, so I can definitely taste the hot sauce. Man, that's hot. Can't lie to you. Well, ain't the hottest thing I've ever had. The hottest thing I've ever had was I think it was, what is that hot sauce called? It's one of the hottest hot sauces in the world. And man, I have a whole story to tell about that. But I'm gonna see. I think it's Carolina something. It's like the hottest hot sauce, or one of the hottest hot sauces in the world. Let me see. Is it called Carolina? I'm looking it up right now. It's called Carolina something. Yeah, Carolina Reaper. Carolina Reaper. I had like I'm gonna just go ahead and tell y'all the story about that. So when I was in high school, I actually remember what grade I was in. I was in 11th grade, and I did the most stupidest thing. So somebody had brought a bottle of Carolina Reaper hot sauce to school, and you know, they were kind of like daring people to like try just a little, just a little dab of it. And I remember we had like French fries, and you know, a few people had tried like a little dab of it, and they were just kind of reacting to how hot it was, and so they had passed a bottle to me, and I was like, man, y'all overreacting again. I was ignorant back then and dumb, and so I was like, y'all are overreacting, and so they were like, okay, well, you try it, and I'm like, okay, and so I took the yeah, I'm telling you, stupid. I was stupid. I took the hot sauce and I poured like a good amount over a few French fries. Like it wasn't just a little dot, a little dab. I poured like you would pour like regular ketchup all over something, and this is Carolina Reaper hot sauce. Poured it all over the few French fries I had, stuffed them all in my mouth, and I'm like, see, this ain't that bad. And let me tell you something. I would say between 45 seconds and 1 minute later, my mouth was burning like crazy. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, like this, this is hot. Like, and so I think I had like a carton of milk, and I drank like the rest of the milk that I had, and I rushed inside. Well, because they had like an outdoor like patio where you can eat lunch and stuff. So I rushed inside into the cafeteria, and I was like, I need milk. And so yeah, I know it's embarrassing. So I went in and I told him like, I need milk. I need milk. My mouth is burning. And so I went in, bought like, I want to say 2 or 3 extra cartons of milk, and I gulped that milk down so fast. I never drank milk so fast like that a day in my life. And it helped a little bit, just a little bit, but my mouth was still hot. It was still burning. And so I went to the water fountain. I was drinking just water, just straight out of the water fountain. I just kept doing it, kept doing it, kept doing it. Side note, water fountains are disgusting. I can't believe throughout my time in grade school how much I used to drink out of the water fountain. Not understanding how disgusting water fountains actually are. And I'm not even just talking about the pipes and stuff too. It's just it's like a magnet for germs. And of course the water quality itself is horrible. And so yeah, I'm drinking water out of the water fountain, and man, it was rough, but I finally got through it after drinking water out of the water fountain for about 30 seconds straight to a minute, just gulping down water, gulping down water. This is after I already drank like 3 cartons of milk. You know, the little small cartons. They didn't have no huge thing of milk, but yeah, like eventually, I mean, it kind of the burning sensation kind of subsided after a while. Yeah. But yeah, I know, embarrassing. But I just got reminded of that story with hot sauce because I don't really consume hot sauce like that. And that burning sensation I kind of feel now kind of remind me of it, even though it's nowhere near the burning sensation you would feel if you were to eat something with Carolina Reaper hot sauce. And I told my friends at the time I'll never do nothing like that again. But yeah. But as far as the taste, it's pretty good. The hot sauce, taste wise, overall is a good addition. Even though hot sauce isn't necessarily the best thing, but I'd like to just try these different varieties for the sake of the video. Taste wise, it's definitely good. It'd go even better with some bread, some Ezekiel bread. If you're someone who consumes bread, the healthiest type of bread is Ezekiel 4:9 brand bread. So yeah. But that's about it. Definitely flavorful, the addition of the hot sauce, I must say. So. But yeah. Again, Beach Cliff brand hot Sardines and Louisiana hot sauce. That is the brand. You find this at any retail grocery store you can think of. I've seen these at Kroger, H-E-B, Walmart, Target. They're everywhere. Gas stations, truck stops. They're everywhere. But anyway, I do thank you all for watching. I hope that you're relaxed, and I hope that you stay tuned for more videos.